my son. Our hopes and dreams travel with you.
He'll be an outcast. I'll kill him.
How? He'll be a god to them.
What if a child dreamed of becoming something other than what society had intended? What if a child aspired to something greater?
My son was in the bus. He saw what Clark did.
You're the answer, son. You're the answer to are we alone in the universe?
Can I just keep pretending I'm your son?
You are my son. And I have to believe that you were sent here for a reason. And even if it takes the rest of your life, you owe it to yourself to find out what that reason is.
How do you find someone who has spent a lifetime covering his tracks? For some, he was a guardian angel. For others, a ghost who never quite fit in.
You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. They will race behind you. They will stumble. They will fall. But in time, they will join you in the sun. In time, you will help them accomplish wonders.
You believe your son is safe?
I will find him!
My father believed that if the world found out who I really was, they'd reject me. He was convinced that the world wasn't ready. What do you think?
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S. On my world, it means hope.
Well, here it's an S. How about
Excuse me.
Chris Nolan was working with David Goyer on the story for The Dark Knight Rises. David started talking to him about this idea that he had about reimagining Superman.
Our approach was not a comic book Superman. It was just to do a more realistic Superman, a Superman that exists in a real world.
One more, just like that, right?
I remember I said to Zach, I don't know how you do this. I don't know how you take this character and modernize him and make him cool to a modern audience. And they pitched their ideas, and we were like, wow, they figured it out.
What Chris and David did was, let's let the audience participate in the experience of being Superman without breaking the things that make him Superman. They were able to sort of make him relatable, ground him, and make him feel real.
Not bad. The holy grail of the rehearsal is still out there.
Working with Zach is great. His energy is always up. As much as the hours are extremely long, Zach keeps stuff interesting.
Zach is very detail-oriented. He never misses anything.
He just has a really strong idea of the story, and he has a really strong idea of character. Zach knows exactly what he's looking for, and he knows when he has it, and that gives you a certain amount of confidence.
He'll turn, and then you just press on.
One really interesting thing with Zach, he's probably chosen the hardest possible way by making it, for the most part, a single camera. You don't work on movies of this scale with a single camera.
Even though we're walking around and making shots, the frame is always being analyzed and refined as we go. Boom, come on.
He wanted to give the film this feeling that even though we're dealing with a superhero, this could be going on, or maybe it could happen tomorrow.
We're gonna make Superman. First thing you gotta figure out is, what's the suit gonna look like?
The cape has to be there. If you look at the suit without the cape, you realize it's not Superman. But you know what? I think the underwear outside the pants is something that maybe can go.
The reason why his underwear is on the outside of his pants, it's a leftover from Victorian era strongman. I probably looked at hundreds of versions with underwear. It fell by the boards because I couldn't make it consistent with the world that we were creating.
It was really important for Zach for the suit to make sense. So it's not like, where did the suit come from? Did he hand make it? Did his mom make it?
We had to create a world where that kind of outfit was commonplace and make that feel natural.
It's kind of like chainmail to the knights of medieval times. When we go to Krypton, you can see the council members, the soldiers, they all have the same skin suit.
Sometimes you'd see it with a cape, or sometimes armor would go on top of it. It's a really high-tech kind of fabric, which I think is a nice departure from the spandex.
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S. In my world, it means hope.
Well, here it's an S.
The Superman S is said to be the second most recognizable symbol on the planet, other than the Christian cross.
The fact that the S in a shield exists on the chest of a superhero from another planet is a huge design problem. So if the S glyph is related to Superman and the House of El...
We see it on Jor-El and we see it on Lara as well. When you look at the council costumes, they all have their glyphs, their shield. We looked a lot at medieval heraldry and symbols of dynasties and guilds and things, so we created our own version of that.
You have to go and find the why of it. You know, it's like an illuminated text. There's a reason why those monks have been redrawing that same thing for 1,000 years.
It's got a very alien feel to it, while being recognizable as a suit that we know and love.
It's that fine line of reinventing him, but still seeing him in there.
the S stand for?
I can do things that other people can't. You've grown stronger than I ever could have imagined. Keep testing your limits.
You might want to step back a little bit. Maybe a little bit more.
Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX 3D and 2D.
not a fan of the Daily Planet, but those pieces you wrote when you were embedded with the First Division were pretty impressive.
Well, what can I say? I get writer's block if I'm not wearing a flak jacket.
Lois has always been a strong female character. The difference is that our Lois is more proactive.
She's doing all the things that she needs to do to understand this character that could save her world.
How do you find someone who has spent a lifetime covering his tracks?
He hasn't quite factored in the idea of being the savior of the world until Zod turns up.
My name is General Zod. For some time, your world has sheltered one of my citizens.
General Zod is the military leader of Krypton. He's a fiercely devoted warrior.
I have a duty to my people, and I will not allow anyone to prevent me from carrying it out.
You are presented with a character that, from his point of view, is striving to do the right thing.
To Kal-El, I say this. Surrender within 24 hours, or watch this world suffer.
Hopes and dreams travel with you.
The idea of these two people on a dying world having to make this sacrifice where they would say, you know, we're never going to see our child grow up, but we've got to put this message in a bottle.
Clark gets his DNA from another galaxy, but he gets his character from Jonathan and Martha. You're the answer to Are We Alone in the Universe?
Can I just keep pretending I'm your son?
You are my son.
Kevin plays the part with such tenderness and empathy and understanding.
What do you do when you have an offspring that's this powerful to instill a sense of right and wrong?
Well, look at you!
Superman gets a lot of his strength from Jonathan and Martha, and the strength which Kevin and Diane brought to those roles flows off them in their performance.
Dusty!
Mrs. Kent, I'm Lois Lane from the Daily Planet, and I'd like to talk to you about your son. The protectiveness that she had. As a mother myself, that's something that I look to instill in my daughter.
I can't print this, Lois. You might have hallucinated half of it.
Harry, come on, it's me we're talking about.
Perry White used to be an investigative reporter, and there's still some of that in him, but he has the responsibility of keeping people within the boundaries of good taste, let's say.
Lawrence just made it so easy to fall into that sort of contentious relationship with me.
I told you not to run with this. There's a humanity that goes through every character in this piece, whether it's Pa Kent, Jor-El,
Lois, Perry White, or Zod for that matter.
The actors are amazing, the director's amazing. I feel very, very lucky to be a part of this.
General Zod. I have journeyed across an ocean of stars to reach you. Your world has sheltered one of my citizens. He will look like you, but he is not one of you. To those of you who know of his location, the fate of your planet rests in your hands. To Kal-El, I say this. Surrender within 24 hours, or watch this world suffer the consequences.
You will not win. For every human you save, we will kill 1 million more.
I won't betray them.
You already have.
It is raining outside in New York City, but we are dry underneath the tent for the black carpet worldwide premiere of Man of Steel here in New York City. Hey everybody, I'm Marquez Took.
And I'm Asher Leo. And that's right, Mark, we're not letting the rain dampen our spirits because we're going to bring you a great, exciting red carpet tonight. And we want to bring you into the mix. All you have to do is send us your comments and your questions using Twitter and the hashtag Man of Steel Premiere. And we're going to be looking at those on our social board all throughout the night. And if you want to speak to your favorite celebrities as they walk down the red carpet, tweet us your questions and we'll ask them here right right now.
That's right, because the carpet is already starting to heat up as some of your favorite stars are making their way down toward us. Henry Cavill, Russell Crowe,
Diane Lane,
Kevin Costner, Amy Adams, Zack Snyder,
cast.
the director of the movie, along with the producer of the movie as well, Christopher Nolan. This is a jam-packed movie, and it's going to be a jam-packed premiere tonight as we are streaming live all over the world. People are watching us any place they can get an internet connection, really, but not just that. There are also 5 movie theaters around the United States right now that are watching the live stream, and this is kind of cool. They're going to get a chance to watch the premiere tonight, basically at the same time that the stars are here in New York City watching the premiere.
How amazing is that?
Right, the fans are getting to enjoy this in Los Angeles, in Philadelphia, Miami, Dallas, and San Francisco. And we can kind of take a look right now. Fans, can you hear us?
Give us a
yell.
cheer, guys.
I love that. Very cool.
Look at them all.
Right, they are hanging out in Philadelphia. Let's hear from the Regal Entertainment Group in King of Prussia. Guys, can you hear me? Throw your hands up. How about Los Angeles at the Pacific ArcLight Cinemas in Hollywood? Where are you guys?
I've always wanted to say this. Hello, Los Angeles!
In San Francisco, they're at AMC's Metreon 15. In Miami at Cobb's Dolphin 14. And in Dallas, in my home state of Texas, they saved the loudest in the Lone Star State. They're at the Cinemark in West Plano. So, want to say hi to our fans who are enjoying and in the theaters around the country. We'll be checking in with those guys throughout the evening. And guys, if you're in the theater right now, you can tweet us your questions.
Yes.
Hashtag.
And not just your questions. I actually really want to see us on the cinema. So take a picture and send it to us with hashtag Man of Steel premiere.
Yeah, what a lucky group, right? How cool is that?
And they're not the only ones that get the fun. You guys at home can keep in the social conversation too. Because right below us, if you select social stream, we've got Twitter there, we've got Instagram there, we've got Facebook there. So keep sending us your comments, sending us your pictures, because we love hearing from you.
This is perhaps the biggest movie of the summer, for maybe the biggest superhero comic there is. You know, Superman is such an iconic character, and he celebrated more than 75 years of being around.
1938 was when the first Superman was introduced, and what an iconic figure.
Well, and it's cool because we've seen, some different versions of Superman. We saw, obviously, the Christopher Reeves version of Superman in those iconic films. And
Brandon Routh.
Exactly. The cool thing about this is it's a new take on a character that we have all grown to love, and I think audiences are going to be really excited to get in theaters this weekend when Man of Steel premieres.
Yeah, and as far as the black carpet is concerned, we've got cameras at every angle. You're not going to miss any of the action. The second the stars step out of their limos, under their umbrellas, and onto the black carpet, we're going to see them with our fashion cam, and then they'll come up to us.
That's right. Well, we're watching the fashion cam right now. We have our arrivals cam getting them when they get out of the limo. They walk inside, they pose for the cameras right there on the fashion cam.
Yep,
they make their way to us, and then after they leave us, of course, we have our kind of eye in the sky camera that gets a chance to look all the way down the black carpet, as you can see right there.
You can see all the action that's going on.
We'll wave to the camera. As you can see, it's a long camera tonight because it is a big movie, and there's a lot to get into tonight to talk to the director Zack Snyder about. He's a guy who really made a name for himself with one of my favorite movies, 300. Obviously, Watchmen was great. So it's cool to see his version of Superman, his take on this character, and also Henry Cavill's take on this character as well.
I'm very interested in seeing Henry Cavill's take on this Superman.
Are you glowing right now?
All I'm saying is what they've done with this suit right now, it's they've taken away the little red Y fronts, and they've made this incredible suit that's like a deep ocean blue and blood red boots, and he carries it very well.
Let me ask
you,
all I'm saying. How many Henry Cavill posters do you have up in your home right now?
Well, if you include the ceiling, it's in the high hundreds.
Ladies and gentlemen, Asha Leo, everybody.
Yes, Asha Leo, and I am a fan of the new Superman.
Yeah. And I'm Mark Istook, and we will be with you as we hang out here on the black carpet for the world premiere of The Man of Steel. And I have to be honest, going into this movie, I was a little bit nervous because
Why were you nervous?
I thought the trailers for this movie were some of the best I've ever seen. Very epic, not quite dark, but they had a real depth to them, and they set expectations high. Anytime you have expectations high, you're going to be nervous. Very, very happy with the movie, and I can't wait for the audience to get a chance.
It is. It's an epic movie. We've been lucky enough to see it, and I was on the edge of my seat for the whole thing because it's just stunning visuals that you would expect from Zack Snyder, and just epic battle scene. So tweet us if you're excited to see it, what you think about the movie. Don't forget, that's hashtag Man of Steel premiere, and we'll be reading out your comments and questions here live on the red carpet.
Again, and I recommend seeing the movie in 3D if you can.
Yes,
because
100%.
The action, this is a movie where the action is nonstop from beginning to end.
You know, I don't normally like seeing movies in 3Ds because the glasses hurt my nose normally, but 100%. This, in 3D, it blew my mind. The action was non-stop and truly incredible.
Let's take a look again down the carpet as you can kind of see some of the action making its way.
Dylan, can I borrow you, my darling?
Oh, looks like we have
young
maybe our...
Superman here. Hello, sweetheart.
Hey, Dylan, how are
Lovely
you?
to meet you.
I'm Mark. So,
Nice to meet you. Asher.
there's obviously going to be a lot of talk tonight about Henry Cavill's take on Superman, but we see you as the younger Superman, and you know, I'm old enough to have grown up with some of the prior Superman movies, but did you watch the other ones to prepare for this, or how familiar were you with Superman before you took on this role?
I was pretty familiar with him because I've been a really big comic fan, a really big superhero fan in general, so I knew a lot about him already. But I watched bits and pieces. I wanted to kind of use my own take on the character, you know, as an actor. But I watched some of the movies, and I studied some of the comics.
So if you were a comic book fan, does that mean as a child you tied a towel to your back and ran around pretending to be Superman, jumping off furniture?
I did do that. I did that every day. Every day. I jump across my couch every day and just kind of practice trying to fly.
It's a good workout.
Yeah, I mean...
It's like cardio.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this. You're a relatively young man. Hopefully this franchise lives on for a while. I mean, do you see yourself putting this cape back on in a few years?
Maybe that would be a really great thing to happen if it does. I'm hoping that it would because it's I think it's a legacy that needs to be carried on way into the future.
What is it about this character that you think makes it so important for that legacy to exist?
I think just the fact that he's a superhero, but he's so really down to earth and wants to be a human, which is not something that you always see. And he's always focused on the right and wrong. It shows a lot of the struggles now in this new movie, which I think is something that's really interesting to see in the future as well.
Now, you are still a young pup, as Mark was saying, but I heard that you did your own stunts in the movie. There's this incredible scene, we don't want to give it away yet, but you are in a river with a bus, and you did this all yourself?
Yes, I did.
How do you prepare for that?
We actually did a lot of swim training for this. I went in Chicago and did a lot of swim training in a tank, and that was mainly it. And then I prepared myself. I did some weight training and things like that beforehand.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
I know we've been taking some fan questions over the course of a couple weeks leading up to this premiere, and even now as well. Fans can tweet us using hashtag Man of Steel premiere. Did you have a question?
We've got Will Jacobs, who is, what part of your character did you find the most relatable?
I think it was really the fact of I'm always focused on trying to figure out what the right thing to do is in every situation, which is what I feel like Clark Kent at a young age is really struggling to figure out what's right and what's wrong, which is what carries on the movie and Superman in general.
You seem like such a lovely boy. Aww,
see if fans send their questions in, we'll ask them right here.
Yeah,
very cool.
Little mini Superman.
Thank you for hanging out with us. I know you've got a lot of people to chat with tonight and a fun movie to go see, so we really appreciate you spending time with us.
Lovely to meet you.
I think you wanted to.
Mini Superman hugged me.
Didn't he? Just one of the stars we'll be chatting with tonight. Again, like I said, Henry Cavill is on his way, Russell Crowe as well. We got Lawrence Fishburne. I see Kevin Costner making his way. And in fact, Asha, calm yourself because I believe Superman has arrived.
Superman has arrived in the building.
Carpet.
I'm going to go get him.
Hold your horses. Calm down. Act like you've been here before.
Look, the red carpet. Let's take a look at our fashion cameras because, not just because I want to see Henry, but they look, there he is, the man himself. He has a presence, doesn't he?
Throw those glasses on and that's Clark Kent, right? We want to see if we can get another interview real quickly with, let's see if Michael Kelly can chat with us.
Yeah, here he is.
Hey, Michael. Mark, how are you?
Very nice to meet you.
We are streaming live right now all over the world and into 5 theaters in the U.S. And I know you've got probably picked up quite a few fans watching House of Cards, and they get to see you in this movie as well. Tell us a little bit about Zack Snyder's world of Superman that you got to inhabit in this film.
Oh, it's unreal. I mean, I'd worked with Zack back. We did Dawn of the Dead together, and he called me up, told me he was creating this, and he's like, well, I'm doing well, you know, I'm doing Superman, and you want to come do it? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, well, listen, it's in this one, it's only like, you know, 5 or 6. He's like 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 5 or 6 scenes. I was like, Zach, I already said yes. I was like, I'm in, man. You know, anything that guy creates, I think it just creates such an amazing visual world that I think will serve this film incredibly well.
Now, there's such an all-star cast. Is there any... Thank you very much.
Wow. Hey.
I get to work with her all night, right? Lucky me.
Thank
Not
you
a
very
bad
much.
gig. Not a bad gig.
Making me red like my dress now. But with such an all-star cast, were there any memorable moments that stand out that you take away and think back now? Such a wonderful time.
Yeah, actually, there's a memory that stands out. I was working with Amy at the Planet, and she's like, "Have you met him yet?" And I was like, "Henry," and she's like, "Yeah, have you met him?" And I was like, "No," and she's like, "Oh, you'll see." And then like 2
Is
minutes.
that him in the suit or just him
No,
generally?
it's just him as Clark Kent. I hadn't met him, period. And all of a sudden he comes walking in, and I was like, "Oh my God!" And she's like, "Right, Superman." I was like, "He's Superman."
But that carries on screen. I mean, have you gotten to see the movie yet?
No, I haven't.
Tonight's
I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm really excited.
What is your kryptonite?
Oh, my wife would probably know better. I don't know. I try to be a tough guy. I don't know.
Maybe your wife is your kryptonite.
Probably. You know, when I said my wife would know, I think I was really thinking my wife is probably my kryptonite. She can, whatever she says goes.
Before we let you go, can you give a wave to our theater in Miami that is watching this live stream?
What's up, Miami?
They all get to see the movie tonight.
Go
right?
Heat! Go Heat!
I'm rooting for the Spurs, so on that note.
Now they're all cheering like crazy for you.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Really enjoyed your part in the movie. Have fun tonight.
Y'all have fun. Have a good night. I know you will.
It's
What a lovely chap.
right. Well, you say that because he complimented you on how beautiful you look tonight, which, by the way, you do.
I'm channeling
lovely.
in my inner superhero with my dress.
I kind of
tonight.
feel that's Superman Red.
Yes.
Is that
yes.
the official name of that color?
Yes, it is. Superman. I love Superman Red. That is the official color. Can we...
Well, Superman is here, and I know fans at our theaters around the country are all excited to get a chance to hear his interview with us tonight and see the movie as well. In fact, let's take a look around the country right now at some of our theaters. Let's see maybe Dallas. How's it going in Plano,
Hey,
guys?
everyone up in Dallas.
Can we see Dallas?
Give
There
us
they
a
are.
cheer.
My home state of Texas
I love it.
representing.
Wow, that is pretty cool.
All right, Dallas fans, we expect you guys to be tweeting us your questions, your comments. That hashtag is
And
Man
not
of
just
Steel
the Dallas
Premiere.
fans, everyone watching at home, don't forget it's hashtag Man of Steel Premiere. And if you send us your comments, your questions, they'll come up on our social board right here, and I can ask your favorite celebrities your questions.
I gotta be honest, I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing you because there's so much yelling right now for these stars who have arrived on the carpet. It looks like did we
the
see?
black
I see
carpet is
Kevin
going
Costner making
crazy.
his way down the carpet, and let's see. Of course, Henry Cavill is here. Like
Let's
we said
take a look.
minute
If we
ago.
take a look at our eye in the sky camera so you can see just how crazy it is here on the black carpet tonight.
Let's see if we can. There you go.
There
Take
it
a look.
is. There is a lot of people on this red carpet, black carpet.
Yeah, and we've got plenty of stars lined up to chat with tonight. And
I've actually got, if we look back at our social board on our Instagram right now, Colleen Therese says Liam and I are ready for our Man of Steel premiere. They've got their 3D glasses on. I love that picture. Those are like wacky, fun 80s glasses.
yeah, right. But that's the way to see the movie. I mean, the visuals do literally fly off the screen, no pun intended. And if you can see it in 3D, I highly recommend it. Definitely worth it.
Well, they actually filmed this movie in a little town called Plano in Illinois,
Mhm.
and there's so much destruction in the movie that they basically took the town apart.
I'm surprised that
and
town is still standing.
Yeah, and rebuilt it, and then blew it back up again for the movie. And apparently everyone in Illinois was so gracious and thankful and
Certainly.
didn't mind the upset whilst they were filming.
Well, you know, you get to be a part of kind of history, you know, and have Superman come to your town. I know we've got some more social to take a look at here.
Yeah, so on our Instagram now by Genevieve, we've got a big thanks to Warner Brothers and Clout for the awesome perk, and it's a really cool picture of them. Well, that's them lining up ready to go into the theaters to
Right.
see. They're very lucky people. They get to see Man of Steel tonight. for everyone else, they're going to have to wait for this weekend to see Man of Steel.
That's right.
But it's well worth the
I
wait.
imagine the lines will be out the door at theaters around the country and around the world, as this really is, it's an iconic American character, but anybody who's a fan of superheroes in general, I think can kind of relate to Superman.
What I love about this, I mean, we talked about the 3D, we've talked about the chaos and destruction, but what I really love it is that Zack Snyder's vision was to make Superman someone that was more relatable. And so it's a real human version of Superman, which I think we haven't seen in the past before. So it's a story about love and connection and family and a man trying to belong, basically.
Yeah. And I know the fans in Miami right now watching at the Dolphin Cinemas there are especially excited. Let's see if we can take a look at those guys.
Come on, Miami.
Can we hear from you guys?
You could do better than that, Miami.
I think they're mad at me. They're mad at me because I said I was a San Antonio Spurs fan. But they've got to be happy tonight because
I love the guy in the Superman t-shirt. That was pretty cool.
I'd like to count the number of Superman t-shirts in all those theaters tonight.
And we've got more from Twitter now. This is from Henry Cavill Org, and it's the press line from Man of Steel premiere on the red carpet. So, look, bless them, they're waiting out in the rain just like us.
Yeah.
That's dedication to see a movie,
in New York?
huh?
Well, there you go. Very cool. And that's the neat thing about being live and being able to talk to you guys as you guys tweet us using that hashtag Man of Steel premiere. In fact, I'm kind of hoping that my adopted hometown of Los Angeles can step it up tonight. They're watching at the ArcLight in Hollywood, guys. Let's take a look.
Let's have a look at Los Angeles.
Hey,
Come on, Los Angeles. You've got to bring it. Come on. That was pathetic. I want you to do it again.
See, they see stars in Hollywood every day. They're a little jaded at the ArcLight. But what a great place to watch a movie. By the way, if you ever do make it to Los Angeles, the ArcLight is one of the best places in the country to see a movie. So they are fortunate tonight getting to watch Man of Steel at the ArcLight along with the stars tonight.
Yes, and there's probably be some celebrities in the ArcLight watching it with them.
The odds are, what is it? 1 out of every 7? If you include reality shows, 1 out of every 7 people in Los Angeles is a celebrity. Is that the ratio?
I don't
think
know
it's a census fact.
Well, we've already had 2 great interviews with the little Superman. He was so wonderful.
Yep.
And with an all-star cast of Oscar winners, Oscar nominations for not just acting, but for producing and directing. This cast is incredible. We've got Diane Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, Kevin Costner, Michael Shannon, who I'm a big fan of his work.
Yeah.
And we'll get to speak to them tonight, so don't forget to send us your questions using the hashtag Man of Steel Premiere.
Yeah. Let's take a look up and down the carpet again real quickly, and we'll show you the view from our eye in the sky down at the end of the black carpet. And as you can see, it's packed, and you can just kind of make out Henry Cavill and Kevin Costner there making their way down
I think everyone's
the carpet.
catching up. No one's coming down here yet. They're all having a little chin wag on the red carpet.
I'm sorry, in English, please?
Sorry, the translation. A little natter. Oh, no, that doesn't work either.
While we're waiting to talk to some of the stars, we want to take a look right now at the cinema in Philadelphia, in King of Prussia, where those fans are getting ready to watch the premiere tonight. Let's see if we can take a look there now. Let's hear it, Philly.
Come on, Philly. Oh, Philly are giving us some love.
Waving their glasses around because they're ready to watch the movie tonight in 3D.
We love it, Philly. Oh,
They're
I love
excited.
the Superman t-shirt in the background.
There you go, guy in the blue. I see you, guy in the blue. There he is, showing his Superman colors. This is really cool, by the way. This is the first time I've done a premiere where we had it streaming in the theaters. You can actually see the fans watching and talk to them.
You fans, I need you to send me a picture of us I want to see us on the big screen. You can tweet us. Oh.
Next time you can watch it from the theater. Maybe we'll talk back and forth.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
It's kind of
Who
cool,
else
right?
have we got around us? There's action going on around us right now. I feel
Right.
like there's people near. Who
Well, it
is
looks
it?
like I see Kevin Costner hanging out. We might get a chance to chat with him in just a minute. And of course, Henry Cavill is just behind him. And I'm really excited to catch up with the producer of this movie as well.
Yes,
because
Christopher Nolan.
Such a fan of the work he's done in all of his movies, from Inception to the Batman trilogy. But his work as producer in this one, it's going to be interesting to talk to him and find out, the creative vision that he kind of shared with Zack Snyder in getting this movie brought to the big screen.
Well, we're going to be taking a commercial break, so don't go anywhere because there will be interviews with all of your favorite stars still to come.
What's the S stand for?
I can do things that other people can't. You've grown stronger than I ever could have imagined. Keep testing your limits.
The
might want to step back a little bit. Maybe a little bit more.
With a PG-13, experience it in IMAX 3D and 2D.
Welcome back to the black carpet. We're here for the world premiere of The Man of Steel.
That's right, and I thought we were just about to grab Henry Cavill, but I think they're pulling him away for a cached photograph right now. But hopefully we'll get him in just a minute. Kevin Costner as well, and the rest of the stars as they make their way here, as they get ready to head inside for the world premiere of Man of Steel.
Yes, I'm Ashley Leo.
I'm Marcus Took.
And we're here, like we said, in New York City for quite an epic night.
It is, and I think do we have an epic picture to share?
I know.
I feel a little
I'm
narcissistic
so
sharing this
Thank
one,
you
but
so much for sending me this. On Twitter, we've got Linda, who is Kia Caligal girl.
Okay.
Kia Caligal. She actually sent us a picture of us in her cinema watching us on the red carpet. Thank you so much for sending that. How cool is
made
that?
Ash's night until
made
Henry
my
Cavill
night.
gets in.
You
Then
guys
you're gonna
are awesome.
faint, right?
I don't know how I'm going to react.
That might be worth tuning in just to see tonight, is how this one reacts when Henry Cavill gets here.
Thank you very much.
That's right. There is a lot to look forward to tonight, and like I said before, we are streaming live into 5 movie theaters around the country. I want to check in with one of them now. And the folks in San Francisco, I don't think we've heard from you guys yet. Let's take a look right now
San
at
Fran.
that theater. It is the AMC Metro 15. Quite loud, actually. I've got, let's see, we see blue woman in the woman in the blue shirt. We see a guy with the glasses. We see.
I like the guy doing the muscle arms
taking
right
a picture
now.
of himself
Yeah,
on his
baby.
iPhone, it looks like.
We like the energy, guys, and trust me, this film is one of my favorites of the year so far. You won't be disappointed.
No, and I think that the cool thing about this character is that, you know, people have a lot invested in Superman because this is a character they grew up loving, they grew up watching. This is a different and unique enough take where I think they're going to be excited to get to know this character again. And one character we want to chat with, let's see if we can grab it right now, would be...
Hi.
It's Kevin Costner.
Lovely to meet you. I'm Asha. We're live all around the world and in 5 cinemas around America. Hey. So, Kevin.
Kevin, one of the things I enjoyed most about this movie, the relationship between your character and Clark Kent, you know, the paternal relationship there. When you develop that with another actor, do you have to work off screen for that, or is that the kind of thing that really you turn on when you walk on
Zach
set?
said he wanted to do that. He wanted to understand the beginnings of Superman and what made up his kind of character DNA, not his biological DNA. And he saw me as the guy to be his father here, and it was written well. You know, it's not the special effects part of the movie, but it's a part of the movie that exists, and people seem to be enjoying it, even though nothing's blowing up.
So, I mean, you are obviously, you act, you direct, you produce, you've won SAG Awards, BAFTAs, Oscars, and you're in a band. What made you want to do Superman then? What does it represent to you?
It was a phone call that came. You know, I didn't expect it to come, and I thought, really? And it was like, yeah. And you know, when you know Zach, you understand that he's going to make something special. And I thought I would just go for the ride.
And what a ride it was.
Yeah, well, it's more than promised.
Kevin, we've been taking fan questions on Facebook and Twitter getting ready for tonight's premiere, and one of our fans, Facebook fan Andrew Cuevas, asked, how did it feel to play the father of the greatest superhero of all time? I mean, first of all, do you think that Superman is the greatest superhero of all time?
Well, he was the first. You know, we got some guys saving the world all over in different costumes, but this was the first one, kind of the red, white, and blue guy, and you know, I'm happy to be in this. I've been happy about the movies I've been able to make in my career, and I think being a part of Superman, I'm always going to look back on it and feel really good about it because I think Zach has made a classic.
And we've got one more fan question from Twitter. This is from Nick Varga, says, to Kevin Costner, when preparing for the role, did you look at previous incarnations of the character?
No, it was pretty clear, you know. I mean, we love this little boy, and we're going to protect him, and so all the dialogue lent itself to that. I mean, listen, I still have to tell him to take out the trash and mow the lawn, even though he could probably beat me up, right?
Thanks for your time so much, Kevin. Enjoyed the movie.
Lovely to meet you. Have a nice evening.
Really cool hearing his take on getting to play Jonathan Kent, Clark Kent's dad, and I meant what I said, that relationship is one that's touching because I think, you know, anybody who has a strong relationship with their dad, they see that and they connect with that. And this is exciting because I think we have Henry
the moment
Cavill
is
right
happening.
here.
The moment. It's here. We're actually going to speak to Superman.
That's right.
Henry.
Henry, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
I'm Mark.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Ashley. Can Pinky speak with you?
How you doing?
Well, congratulations on a wonderful movie.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
We have been taking some fan questions getting ready for tonight, and I have a question from Grant in Waco, Texas. And Grant wanted to know, after receiving this role, learning the lines, acting the part, what changes did you see in yourself? I mean, you play such an iconic character. He's a guy who has, you know, conflict over the role he has in this world. Did it help you evolve at all playing this character?
I don't know if it helped me evolve apart from during the whole training process. It taught me that I could push and can push far beyond what I perceived to be my boundaries, physically anyway, and therefore mentally, because when you're in the gym training like that, it's 90% mental. So I changed in that way, but as far as a character, no, because it's a character who you play and you put parts of yourself into the character, and very rarely do just part of the character put into you.
But it sounds like the experience, though,
sense.
kind of a growth experience. I mean, anytime you have to commit that much to a project.
Sorry, say again?
The experience itself, a growing opportunity. When you have to commit that much to a project, you come out of it, I think, having learned.
Yeah, I mean, you do, but I've always been raised to put my all into everything and really, really commit. And so I've done that with everything that I've done in my life. And so it was just one more thing.
So, Henry, we've got Christian Bale as Batman, we've got Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man, and now that you're Superman, did Brits just do it best? Do we make better superheroes?
No, I don't think we make better superheroes.
Well, you can say we do. We do.
No, we don't. It just, we happen, the three guys, well, Andrew Garfield's American, just raised in the UK. And Christian Bale and myself, and Andrew, let's say, we just happened to fit the director's vision for the time. It wasn't necessarily anything to do with us being better.
How did you work on your accent?
Just practice. I had a voice coach called Liz Hemmelstein who just trained me throughout.
We have another fan question. This one's coming in from Twitter. At Kevin J. Daniel wants to know, if you could choose one of Superman's powers in real life, which one would you have wanted to hold on to and why?
Easy, flight.
Yeah.
Not
the X-ray vision.
Right?
That's a tough one.
X-ray vision isn't as great as it sounds.
Okay.
If you have to constantly control X-ray vision, yes, you may think, okay, I can look underneath that person's clothes, but then you'll actually be looking at their spleen and their internal organs. It's not nearly as sexy as it sounds.
Understood, but flight's always going to be.
Flight's great because there's no more security lines, no one taking your shoes off at the airport, none of that.
Yeah. We have another one of our fan questions. You want to take this one?
This is from Poison69. This is for Henry. So, were you a Superman fan before the movie, and are you a bigger fan now?
I was a Superman fan before the movie, but not in the sense that I was a comic book fan. I knew of the character, and I thought he was cool. And now, definitely more so. I really got into the comic books for my source material research, and loved it.
With so much time and effort that went into this role that has gone into this movie, what aspect of the film are you most excited for audiences to finally get a chance to see this weekend?
Very simply, the soul of Superman. Finally get to see it in live action. It really, really touches upon that and who the character is and why he is. Yeah, so the soul of Superman.
Well, it was so great speaking to you, and again, the movie, we've got a chance to see it, and it's phenomenal. So enjoy tonight, and I know there's lots of eager people desperate to get their hands on you, including me.
Thanks, Henry, very much.
Easy now.
Oh, real quick, before you go, Henry, can you just give a wave to our theaters that are watching all around the country streaming live? Just a quick wave to the...
Yeah, these are our... These are our cinemas right now watching us live. Yeah.
They're yelling back. We can hear them, you can't, but they're all very appreciative. So.
Can I see a Mexican wave? No.
Well, they're all very excited to see the movie. It was great
Thanks,
to meet
Henry.
you.
Appreciate it. Have a good time tonight.
Superman!
Theaters. How cool is that?
That was awesome!
Right? That was pretty great.
That was pretty awesome. This is what technology is all about.
You get to see Superman in the movie. You get to see Superman give you a little shout out. So pretty cool.
Who else do we have around us?
Yep. Hey, Daniel Mark, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you, I'm Asha.
Asha, Daniel, nice to meet you.
Well, you braved the rain to make it out tonight and enjoy a big premiere.
It's Superman. It's totally worth the rain, don't you think?
This character, we were talking to some of the other stars of the movie before about how it resonates with everybody. What is it about Superman that makes him kind of the superhero that everybody likes?
Well, because I think he's an unabashed hero. You know, there are so many other heroes that we have that are anti-heroes or they're really dark, but you know, everything about Superman kind of represents America and all that's good about it.
Plus, who doesn't want to learn how to fly, right?
Absolutely. It's you know, if you had 3 wishes, wouldn't one of them be to fly?
I want to fly, and I also want to fly.
Daniel, what do you think your kryptonite is?
Oh my gosh, that's a really good question.
I know, I'm good at them.
Oh, right, my kryptonite. What makes me weak?
Yes.
Hypocrisy. How's that?
That's a well thought out answer.
So far we've had my wife. That was...
Yeah, I was expecting like, ice cream or Oreos or, something like that. That's a good one. Yeah, okay, let's ask you that one too. If you could have one of Superman's powers, would it be flight? I mean, is that just a no-brainer, or would you want one of the other ones?
Superman can turn back time. That's something pretty amazing.
That was one of the old Christopher Reeves, right? When he just span around the world.
Exactly. You know, what can't Superman do? Actually, he can. You know, he's stronger than a building.
Awesome.
He can leap tall buildings, all that stuff. You know.
All right, Daniel Day Kim, thanks for hanging out with us. Appreciate it tonight. Enjoy the movie.
I will. I'm sure. Nice to meet you too. Thanks.
Kind of hard not to geek out and ask him some Lost questions, but
yeah, I know.
Right? Big Superman
I still
fan.
don't get lost. It still confuses me.
We'll talk after the show is over. I'll explain it all to you. Smoke Monster and everything.
Hypocrisy. That's what do you think your kryptonite is then, Mark?
Hypocrisy.
You can't just repeat his.
Plagiarism.
Let's take another look at the at the black carpet, because it is heating up. There is so much excitement here. Yeah. We got look how many people there are.
Yeah, it's packed, by the way.
This is an eagerly awaited movie for sure.
Right, and I'm kind of keeping my eye out for who we're getting a chance to speak to in a bit here, and I see Zack Snyder making his way here.
So don't go anywhere. We are going to be right back with many more interviews.
That's right, but we'll leave you right now with a look at one of the Man of Steel TV spots. Take a look.
Why did you send me here? You will give the people of Earth an ideal to strive towards. They will stumble. They will fall. But you will help them. You will guide them. You will give them hope. That's what this symbol means. Hope.
With a PG-13, experience it in IMAX 3D. Starts Friday.
I want to welcome David Goyer, scriptwriter for Man of Steel, to hang out with us this evening. And this has to be a monumental task to try to reimagine this movie.
It is. Batman was a big deal. This one was even harder.
Why do you think it was harder?
I mean, Batman is a human being. You know, if you have enough money, if you train long enough, you could be him. Superman's from Krypton. He's invulnerable. It's hard to make him human.
How did you approach that then? Because this film really does humanize Superman. It shows his struggle of wanting to belong, wanting to connect. How do you go about that as a scriptwriter?
Because we tried to give him emotional vulnerabilities. Very early on, we decided this was going to be a film about a man with two fathers. He's got a Kryptonian father and an Earth father, and he kind of has to decide, you know, whose son he wants to be, and we thought that was something that a lot of people could relate to.
As important as nailing that script is, you've got to get the right faces and the right actors to sell your words on screen. How important was getting a guy like Russell Crowe, a guy like Henry Cavill, to really embody these relationships?
Huge. I mean, when I heard Russell was going to do Jor-El, I thought that was amazing. And Henry, he's not too bad looking either. But he completely embodies Superman. He's amazing.
And I heard that you're actually a DC comic writer, as well as writing the screenplay.
I've written DC Comics. I wrote Justice Society for 4 years, a variety of other DC Comics, so yeah, it's been fun.
Will there be a Justice League potential? Will you be involved in it? Can we give a little sneak away to our fans, maybe?
They've got a little kryptonite pellet embedded in my heart. If I say anything, it'll explode. But I'd be a very rich man if I, for the times I was asked that question. Well, it all depends on how the movie does.
How about this? As a fan, how much would you want to see a movie like that?
I'd love to see a Justice League film.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Couldn't beat those Marvel guys.
Yes. Put the Avengers on notice.
Thank you so much for your time. Really enjoyed the film. Have a good time on the big screen tonight.
It was nice to meet you.
David Goyer, scriptwriter for Man of Steel tonight. And it's cool hearing his perspective, because you have to think how many hours that he spent at a computer really finessing this story, really making Superman relatable, but also filling the pages with the action that you come to expect.
Yes, and that's what's beautiful about this movie, that it isn't all just action. It is a wonderful story of love and family too.
But I think we're learning that, to really connect with these kinds of characters, you've got to believe in the relationships. You've got to care about them personally. And that's where I feel like this movie really succeeds, is we see a more human side of this character than we've seen before.
Definitely.
There's Lawrence Fishburne.
There is the mighty Lawrence. He is sporting a very fine purple suit. Looking very flashy.
He, of course, plays Perry White, editor of the Daily Planet in this movie. Has some great scenes with Amy Adams, who we'll keep our eyes open for as well. But look forward to talking to Lawrence in a minute. I don't want to give away any spoilers, but gets in on the action a little bit in this movie. I said he gets in on the action a little bit in the movie.
I know, don't give anything away. Do not give anything away. But
I didn't say what kind of action.
There's just action.
It is, as you folks can probably hear, it's pretty loud here on this carpet, packed with producers, writers, stars of the movie who are making their way inside. And, a lot of them haven't had a chance to see the movie tonight, so they get to see it for the first time on the big screen in 3D. And the cool thing is we've got 5 theaters around the country as well: Miami, Philadelphia, Los Angeles, Dallas, and
they're very lucky too, because just like the stars tonight, they get to watch the movie for the first time.
Yeah, in fact, let's pull up our movie theaters from around the country right now and see if we can say hello to them again.
And we have, so all night long, we've been encouraging you guys at home to get in on the social conversation. That is through Twitter, that is through Instagram, that is through Facebook, and you can just get hold of us on the hashtag Man of Steel Premiere. So we have Dr. CKS, and he's used his Instagram to send me a picture. Oh, she sent me a picture of Superman Premiere. Oh, we got the theaters up?
That's right, we had that's all right.
There she is, rocking her 3D glasses.
Now, I don't know which screening she's at, but again, San Francisco, Philadelphia, Dallas, Miami, and Los Angeles, all getting in on the fun. So let's see right now which one of those theaters can be the loudest. Bring it on, guys.
Hang on. My money's on Dallas, actually.
My money's on Texas as well. Come on, Texas, show them what's up.
Oh, it's a close call. They all look like they're eagerly waiting.
I'm just hearing a lot of howdies and y'alls. All right. We're gonna go around. We're gonna go around the horn here, all right? We're gonna get the little applause meter. We're gonna start off with San Francisco. San Francisco, let's hear you.
All right, just San Francisco. Give us a cheer. Yeah, come on,
guys.
Come on,
Do it.
guys. I love it. The Superman poses.
All right.
That guy's flying in the background.
So there's San Francisco.
And
Let's
next
go
up,
ahead
we've
to-
got Los Angeles. Come on, Los Angeles. Show me some love. Woo! Yeah.
Well done, well done.
Wow, Los Angeles are getting very enthusiastic there.
My ears are bleeding. Let's check out Miami. Can we get Miami? Is that Miami?
There's Miami.
Is that?
It's my.
Come on, Miami.
There's a little delay there, letting Miami know. Miami, I'm loving the enthusiasm.
All right, Philly. Come on, Philly. Show us what you're made of.
Come on, Philly.
They're all eating Philly cheesesteak sandwiches. They can't hear us.
I love Philly's 3D glasses. They're so fashionable. They're little orange spectacles.
All right, best for last, everybody. Let's go to Texas. Come on, Dallas. Plano, I know you know how to do it.
I actually think Dallas was the loudest. My ears.
They just pretended they were at a Friday night football game. It's like they're cheering for the local high school football team. That's how loud it is.
We actually have Zack Snyder here. Do we get to talk to him? We do?
Yep.
Come here. Zach, come here.
Hey, Zach.
We're live on the black carpet
Zach, I'm Mark.
right
This is
now.
Asha.
All right, fair enough.
And we're streaming to theaters around the country and on the web around the country. In fact, let's see.
Those are the cinemas right now around America.
You want to say hi to Dallas, Miami?
Hey, Dallas, Miami, San Francisco. Woo! That's awesome. Oh, there you are right there. I'm sorry. I'm looking at a monitor.
Oh, no, I've been looking down at the people.
Well, for both of you guys, because I know you both worked hard on this movie, nervous about tonight, excited? What feelings do you have? Are you getting ready to kind of show your baby to the world?
So excited. It's been almost 3 years and we couldn't show it to anyone, so this is an exciting evening.
Yeah, you know, it's been a lot of work, and it's one of those things you toil over, you know, your movie, and you try and make it, you know, the best you can. And it is fun when the premiere comes, because you do get to roll it out and let it just have a life of its own. It's pretty awesome, but it is nerve-wracking.
Well, you have such an all-star cast of Oscar winners and nominees. What is it you think about the script and the story that made them want to sign up? Or is it just you guys and Christopher that convinced them?
I honestly think it's Superman as an icon. You know, he's just timeless and amazing, and he's like just you call anyone up and be like, hey, you want to be in a Superman movie? And they were just like, yeah, that sounds awesome. So I think that I give it to Superman.
I think also the script, because the characters are so rich and dimensional, and we get to see a side of Superman that we haven't really seen before, kind of his struggle. And I think it humanizes him and makes him more relatable to an audience. And I think that's what everyone really gravitated towards.
Any nerves before you take on a role like this? I mean, is there ever a thought like, oh man, have I bit off more than I can chew?
Absolutely. When we first got the call to do it, I think that our immediate reaction was, you know, this is crazy. You know, it's Superman. It's so iconographic and so massive. But I think that when we read the script and settled in, and I'm a fan, and I just was like, I got to do this because, you know, it's not going to come around again. And I think we have a chance really to make something awesome.
So we've actually been asking everyone that walks the red carpet, what is your kryptonite?
Oh, my kryptonite, I think, is laziness. Yeah.
That's a good one.
And mine's French fries.
See, I can relate to that one too.
They kind of go hand in hand sometimes.
By the way, don't put those together.
Yeah. Bad things. Yeah.
And we've got a fan question here. We've been encouraging people to tweet us and Instagram us. So this is Will Jacobs to Zack Snyder. What helped you reimagine Superman?
I think, you know, when I really think about like what inspired me and what I wanted to do with it was, you know, I had done a bunch of drawings, and I did this. One of the early drawings I did was this drawing of Superman in the safe door, which was a shot that we made in the movie. And I remember just looking at this drawing after I did it, thinking like, there was like a level of violence to it, but also this kind of, I don't know, he was still confidence, even though the place was practically destroyed. And I thought, you know, that's the tone. If I could just make that
happen throughout the film, then I think it'll be strong.
Well, we've seen it, and I know what clip you're talking about, and you did. You succeeded. We are big fans. So
awesome.
Enjoy the night. It was
Yeah.
great talking to you both.
Oh, thank you very much. Love the movie. Great luck tonight and this weekend as well. Nice to see you guys.
Nice to meet you. How great a husband and wife team putting this
Right.
piece together.
Let's bring another member of the team in. It's Charles Roven, one of the producers of Man of Steel. Charles?
Charles, we are live on the black carpet all around the world and also in 5 cinemas in America where some lucky fans are getting to see the movie the same time you guys are tonight.
Well, thanks for coming out. We love that.
Charles, you've got a tremendously long list of credits to your name. This experience, a long road getting to tonight, where does it rank?
Well, it was a very long road, actually. We started really developing the movie in early 2010. So, and we started concept designs and everything, I think, in like late 2010. It's 2013. You forget, they all jumble together. So almost 3 years, really. It's taken to bring this to the screen because the shooting of it and the making of it was so complicated. It really was the most complicated film I've ever worked on. Very much enjoyable, though.
Because of the 3D, because of the action, what elements made it so difficult?
Because of the size and scope because of the size of the film and the scale of the film, the global footprint, we went to a lot of different places to shoot the live action because Zach wanted to make sure that the movie had a realistic feel to it. But we had obviously a ton of special effects. We didn't actually go to Krypton, though, because in the Krypton sequence we had
That's a little out of budget, that one.
we had to create that sequence, so that was big and huge. And then we had a very long post-production process, and then we converted it into 3D. So all of that takes a great deal of time.
Which is actually unusual to film something in 2D and then convert it afterwards.
Actually, no, not any longer. I think that's actually sort of the way it is, because if you have to shoot in 3D with 3D cameras,
you can't go handheld as easily.
And you can't. You really can't. It really hinders your ability to shoot in not just a more financially accessible way, but you can't. The shots aren't as accessible. You can't get as good a visual and as dynamic of a shoot. Most of the guys who shoot only 3D, real 3D, as opposed to converting, are shooting mostly on a stage or animation, and you don't get any very little real shooting outside.
Well, the realism is one of the things that makes this movie so enjoyable. Hope you enjoy it tonight. I know you guys have worked hard to get here.
Thank you very much.
Lovely
Appreciate
to speak
you hanging
to
out
you.
with us. That's right. That was, of course, Charles Roven, one of the producers of Man of Steel.
With a legendary career as
Right,
well.
a big team behind the scenes, but a very accomplished team, and you think they needed everybody
Yes.
to pull this off. And
Well, Emma Thomas and Christopher Nolan are a husband and wife team, as well as Deborah Snyder and Zack Snyder. And they've obviously all worked together on The Batman and all of their other incredible movies.
I'm sorry, I was distracted for a second by the purple jacket next to me with Lawrence Fishburne, who we want to try to
Mr.
grab.
Fishburne.
Join us for a minute, please, sir. How are you? It's good to see you, sir.
We need a shot of this. Asher, nice to meet you. We are live across the world on the black carpet.
Yes.
And this suit. This suit, I gotta say, you're looking dapper. I like it.
Thank you. Oswald Boateng.
You wear it very well.
Thank you so much.
So?
Well, this world of Superman, it's
Yes.
one that so many fans grew up watching. We've seen it before. What are you most excited for fans to see about how this is a different take on this character?
What's
that we've seen?
great about this movie is it is very much a action, adventure, fantasy movie, but at the same time, it's also really small, really intimate, and built on relationships. The relationship that Superman has to his Kryptonian parents, his relationship to his Earth parents, his relationship to Lois Lane, his relationship to his community at large where he was raised, his relationship to the world as an alien visitor from another planet with powers and abilities far beyond those of mortal men. All of these things get really, really reduced down to their essence in terms of relationship and what's important.
Well, you have been acting since you were 10, and you did your first movie at 12. You have an acclaimed, highly decorated career. So for someone like Henry now, who is taking on such an iconic role, do you have any advice to give him?
I'm sure I do, but I'll reserve it for him when I get a moment to be with him.
Well, we've been asking our fans at home to tweet us or Instagram us questions, and so we've got one from Fun Guy in Philly who says, how did you approach portraying Perry White?
Essentially, I used my model, my inspiration really, is the late Ed Bradley, who was a CBS correspondent on 60 Minutes for many years. Legendary Ed Bradley, who was a friend and a mentor and a role model for me.
Okay.
Particularly because he worked in journalism, and he was the kind of guy who, he walked with kings, but he had the common touch. And so that he was my inspiration for Perry.
Wow.
When you look at the roles that you're choosing at this part of your career, what is most compelling for you? Is it the character you get to play, or is it collaborations? Is it challenging yourself?
It's a difficult question to answer because it always changes with each project. I mean, sometimes it's the ensemble. For example, with this film, Diane Lane, Russell Crowe, Kevin Costner,
Incredible cast.
Henry Cavill, myself, all of Amy Adams. I mean, to be included in a cast like that, that's a dream of a lifetime. Zack Snyder is a director. He delivers the best movie based on comic books that you could ever see, whether it's 300 or Sucker Punch or Watchmen. So it was a lot of elements, for this one. And it changes with project to project, really.
Well, I know fans have a lot to look forward to with the movie, a lot to look forward to with your performance, and we thank you for hanging out with us.
I just want to know one last question.
Oh, go.
What is your kryptonite? We've been asking lots of people it. What do you think is your weakness? Look at you looking around all suspiciously.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good question.
We've had everything
beach.
from the beach. That's a good one. The beach. I like it.
I think that's a cop-out answer personally, but we'll save that for another time.
The beach, man. It's the beach.
Well, this movie is amazing. Mark and I have had a chance to see it, and congratulations on some wonderful work.
I think it's going to be a special one for a lot of viewers. So
enjoy your evening.
Yep.
Bye.
Thanks.
The beach. It's a good weakness to have, I think.
There was a quote from Lawrence Fishburne that we read in the notes where he said, a lot of people think I'm a super serious guy. He's like, I don't take myself that seriously. I take my characters and my job seriously. This is a great opportunity to see. He doesn't always take himself seriously.
We've got Michael. Michael! Hi, darling. Nice to meet you. We're live around the world right
Hey,
now.
Michael, how are you?
No pressure.
Nice to see you this evening.
Nice to see you.
I feel like I've been hanging out with you a lot lately because I obviously have seen this movie. I saw Mud the other night.
Oh, wow.
Great film. And I think what I enjoyed most about your role in this movie, there's a little bit of relating to General Zod and his motivations. How important is it to kind of nail that for the viewers to really get involved with this
I think ultimately it makes for a more interesting movie if you actually can understand where Zod's coming from. It creates more conflict, more tension. So I think it's to our advantage.
We spent a lot of time in this movie hanging out on Krypton. Acting in that world where you've got the CG elements and all of the kind of stuff where you're not in
CG. What are you talking about?
When you guys flew to Krypton,
we went to Krypton.
And the weightlessness and all that.
Yeah.
How much of a
it's
departure?
Just past Pluto.
Yeah. I hear it's great this time of year.
It is.
Challenge, fun opportunity. Shoot that way?
Doing CGI? Well, at the end of the day, you're using your imagination, whether there's a real set or not a real set. I mean, it's all imaginary. So, honestly, the more imagination I get to use, the better.
Well, we've been asking our viewers tonight to tweet us their questions, and we've got one from Nick Vargas, who says, to Michael Shannon, did you know about the character before, or did you have to look at some comics?
I knew about it from seeing General Zod in Superman 2, played by Terrence Stamp. So to answer your question, that was what was in my consciousness. But I didn't watch it again because I didn't want to be influenced by it too much. I try to do my own thing.
I think it's good if the source is just the comic books rather than other people's interpretations of what the comic books are.
Yeah, I mean, Zach really wanted to create something new. His whole approach was like, let's pretend like nobody's ever done this before.
We got to say goodbye to you, but thank you for hanging out with us. Can you give a quick wave to the 5 theaters watching around the country right now?
We'll bring it up on the screen so you can see. There's 5 theaters around America. There you go. They're down there, my darling.
They're yelling loudly as I can hear in my ear.
Very loudly in our ears right now.
All right. Thank you very much, Michael. I really appreciate your time.
Lovely evening. You too. Nice to meet you.
It is fun getting to
fans,
chat
they're
with
going
him
crazy in
and
the
hear his
cinema.
take on General Zod. We're going to scoot over a little bit here as we kind of reset and wait for Amy Adams, who's right behind us. And actually, let's welcome Ayla.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry,
folks.
It's crazy here on the red carpet. People are talking to us everywhere. We've got a Twitter question saying to Anya when she comes up, I think that you're beautiful, and I was wondering what Superman material you'd use. So we have to remember that and ask it to her when she comes up.
Real quickly, I do want to welcome
Oh, hey, we've got another one behind us.
Ayla Zur. Can you join us? Sorry, it's a little crazy here. I'm Mark.
I am, I'm overwhelmed. It's kind of
Well,
cool.
I know that you have a lot of fans in Israel watching right now. Superman is an iconic character in the States. Is it as iconic?
It's an iconic character all over the world.
Good to hear.
It is.
What is it about this character that people respond to so much?
I think there are many levels to it. I think mostly the fact that he is a kind of a moral compass for all of us. He's all made of good, yet he's very human. He's always trying to assimilate into our society, yet he's different and capable of much more than us. So it's touching and then also inspiring at the same time. You can fly.
Well, thank you for hanging out with us tonight. Have fun seeing the movie. We've seen it; it's lovely, and we know hopefully you'll get a chance to enjoy it as well.
Have a nice evening.
We want to see if we can welcome Amy Adams in.
Hi, Amy.
Who plays
Lovely
Lois
to meet you.
Lane in the
I'm
movie.
Asha. This is Mark.
Amy,
Hello.
it's a zoo tonight,
Yeah,
right? I mean,
crazy.
does that add to the excitement level for you? And it's
It
just
adds
nuts.
to the claustrophobic feeling, but it's good. It's fun. Yeah, I think it's the rain they have to tend to.
Right, absolutely. We have been taking some questions from our Twitter fans, getting ready for tonight.
Tweet us live, and this is, what is the hardest part on playing Lois Lane?
I would say the hardest part of playing Lois is just making sure you're playing her in a way that's fresh and exciting, but at the same time pays homage to what the fans want to see.
When you look at the range of movies you've been from, small indies to big budget films like this one, how is that movie making experience for you? Is it a little bit more tiring? Are there some aspects of it that you especially enjoy?
I just find it really good. I mean, I approach it the same way. I take it very seriously, and I have a great respect for the art of acting, as it were. So I just try to treat each role with a lot of respect, and it doesn't matter if it's a small film that we shoot over the course of, a month, or a film that takes 6 months like this one.
Right now, we're streaming live into 5 movie theaters around the country, and we were hoping you could just give them a wave.
If you could just do a big
real quick.
wave.
They
This is
are
them down
all
there.
down
So if you give them a wave into the...
That's amazing.
They are
Hi, guys. Enjoy the movie.
responding very loudly in my ear. I know you can't
that's
hear it, but they're very
amazing.
happy
Oh my
to hear
gosh,
from
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm looking down, not at myself, but
okay.
at them. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, it was lovely to meet you, and you're absolutely wonderful in this movie.
Thanks for your time, Amy.
Guys. All right,
oh, wait, do we have a fan question you want to get to real
We've
quickly?
got one more fan question. We've got Amy Adams. What is the superpower of Lois Lane?
I would say that Lois's superpower is her determination. Yeah.
I like that.
She is a determined young woman.
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks again, Amy.
Thank you so
Appreciate
much.
it.
Determination indeed.
That's right, and a very determined actress as well when you look at the range of roles she's played and the accolades that have come with them. And I enjoyed her take on Lois Lane.
She's 4 Oscar nominees, right? That's an incredible actress.
We have an incredible composer, I believe, standing by, and that is the one, the only
we are.
Hans Zimmer.
Hi,
Hello,
Hans
Hans.
Zimmer.
It's good to see you again. How are you?
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, Hans, you've got to create a score for one of the most iconic movie characters of all time. No big deal, right? No pressure.
No big deal, and John Williams does not cast a huge shadow.
No, not at all.
I know. John is the master, but at the same time, I just try to do something for the next generation.
But was
How's
it ever hard when you're coming up with music to not hear that theme in your head that we're so used to hearing?
I stopped hearing it the moment I sat down with Zach, and I said to him, just tell me the story. Tell me the movie you're making. And he started talking, and I started hearing things in my head because it is his movie. And so it instantly became my movie.
What do you draw your inspiration from then?
Oh, it's because it's such a different movie. I just thought, and I had just come off Dark Knight, 9 years of Batman. I seem to be doing a lot of movies that end with man. I thought, let's go the complete different way. And let's just, because this character's sort of about hope, and I love the whole idea of the Midwest and hardworking people. I just thought, let's celebrate all those people that never get mentioned, that somehow, good folk, honest folk, and do that.
Yes.
Not get so dark.
We've been asking people at home to tweet us, so we've got one for you saying, what part of the scoring process was the most intense, emotionally or even physically? And that's from Jay Chu.
Most intense, emotionally and physically, or I can do it all in one go.
Okay.
All right, I suddenly had this crazy idea. I wanted propulsion. There's a chap that flies through the air after all. And I thought, I want to get 12 of the best drummers in the world. But it was a little bit like lion taming, and it was, everybody from Jason Bonham, Sheila E. Pharrell Williams, and having all those people in one room, and then suddenly going, okay, now I got to do something with them. And it worked great. It was fantastic.
Well, I think it's an iconic score, one that people are going to really respond to quickly. Thanks for your time hanging out with us.
Thank you so much.
Always nice chatting with you.
Lovely evening. He
I
has
didn't
got
wanna-
an incredible career.
I
He's
don't
got
wanna geek out.
9 Oscars, that man.
Yeah, I don't want to geek out too much, but really, some of his scores are unbelievable, and I think that's another part of this movie that I really enjoyed.
It doesn't disappoint in this one. He brings it.
It's a little bit, there's some times where it's very subtle, some light piano, and he talked about the kind of theme of hope and that theme of, not wanting to be too dark and too foreboding, and then he has to bring it sometimes, too, for those majestic moments. And I can't wait for fans to get a chance to see that.
Well, he actually
this weekend.
brought up that idea of hope because in this movie, the S on Superman's chest doesn't actually stand for Superman as it has done before. Now it represents the S glyph, which is apparently like a hieroglyphic for their family crest.
Right, and also on Krypton,
hope.
each one of the families have had their different glyphs. But we've got more for you coming here from the black carpet at the world premiere of The Man of Steel. But stick around because you're going to enjoy this clip of the movie. Right? Take a look.
You're the answer, Clark.
Can I just keep pretending I'm your son?
You are my son. But somewhere out there, you have another father. And he sent you here for a reason. And even if it takes the rest of your life, you owe it to yourself to find out what that reason is.
Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX 3D. Starts Friday.
We are back with more from the live black carpet world premiere of The Man of Steel, and we're joined by, and I want to make sure I say your name properly because it's German. Is it Antje Treu?
I will force you to say it. Antje.
Antje.
Yeah.
And on the last name, Treu?
Is it Trau?
In Germany, we would say Traue, but Trau is probably.
Thanks for making that easier for us.
You look beautiful.
Oh, darling,
Thank
so
you.
do you.
Very much.
Stunning tonight.
We get to see a lot of you in this movie because you kick some major A. I'll censor myself.
Major A. I've never heard that before. Yeah,
American.
great. Yeah.
It's a PG translation because my mom's
Is that why
watching.
you're not allowed to say ass?
My mom will
shit. Well,
wash
here
my
we
mouth
are.
out with soap.
Okay.
But in a movie like this where there's as much action, how difficult is that as an actress from a day-to-day basis when you're shooting these action scenes over and over again?
Well, I mean, first of all, I mean, we had a lot of fun, obviously. But to shoot fight scenes like that, it's sometimes it can be complicated because you have to care for every detail and you break it down and then you just put everything together. It's more like a choreography at the end.
You have a gymnast background, so did that help you be more exact when you were doing the fight choreography?
Well, I think it gave me a solid foundation to sort of learn new movement pattern and all that. So for sure, that helped a lot.
Well, we've been asking our viewers all around the world to tweet us. So this is from, well, I don't even know how to say that tag, but I think you're so beautiful. And I was wondering what Superman material you would use to prepare for Feora.
Yeah, that must be disappointing because where I grew up, I wasn't aware of Superman. So I said to Zach, let's just go from the scratch and have a fresh take on, and I didn't look at any other interpretation. So I did not do that. So
thank you.
It means fresh eyes. There's nothing wrong with that.
Thank you very much.
It was lovely to meet you and enjoy tonight, and you are fantastic in this movie. You're probably my favorite, to be honest.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.
Appreciate it.
Enjoy.
All right, we are holding tight for Russell Crowe, who should be here in a minute, and I think we're going to welcome.
I think we've got Christopher.
Chris Maloney, that's right.
Hello, my darling.
Hello.
Let me.
We'll have you stand right over here,
Space
Chris.
on
It's
the
good to
other
see
side
you.
of me. There you go.
All right, you play Colonel Nathan Hardy.
I do.
In this film, and a rough and tumble movie. I mean, action from beginning to end. As an actor for you, how difficult were your days on set?
Nothing but pure joy.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, my biggest worry was not to shoot the stuntman next to me with the machine gun, which I nearly did, and I apologized, and he was okay, and everything worked out.
Yeah. That gets the stunt guys mad at you quick, I would imagine.
No, they're tough guys. Yeah, don't let it happen again. Everything's cool.
We have some fan questions coming in over Twitter. This is from Madonna Boutier, and it says, Christopher, how incredible was it to be in the cast of Man of Steel?
It's as close to a dream job as you can get. You know, it started with the script, which was brilliant and very personal and human. It went with the whole cast and who I was going to be involved with, to Zack Snyder and Christopher Nolan.
Thanks for your time.
My
Love the
pleasure.
movie. Have a good time seeing it tonight.
Enjoy
Lots
your
of love here,
evening. Oh, he nearly shot a stunt guy?
I don't think they have the real bullets in there, right?
I think have we got Russell here?
Well, almost. He'll be here just a minute.
He's almost here. I see him just teetering along the red carpet now.
Right.
Well, this has been an incredible night. I don't think I've been on a red carpet where people have been so excited, so enthusiastic, and that's not just the people here, but for everyone tweeting us, Instagramming us on Facebook, and of course our 5 cinemas.
Right, because, and the cool thing, like I've said before, is being able to hear from them immediately tonight as we take a look.
Well, immediately,
My
I've even
ears-
got an Instagram here from Tumblr blogging, and it says, at the amazing Man of Steel premiere, and there you can see her with her glasses on.
Yep,
And you can see us in the background there.
I like
do we
that.
have any other cute ones?
There's another
Here's
one.
another one from Muse TD. And it's the Man of Steel premiere. And I love that. Look at them all with their 3D glasses on. And that guy's even rocking a Superman t-shirt. That's pretty special.
Yeah. I
And
think there's a run on
we've got
Superman
time for
t-shirts for tonight.
One more Instagram?
Let's take a look.
Oh, they're all. This is Charisma My Style. This is Amy and Moi, Man of Steel premiere. Ladies, you look lovely in your 3D glasses, and I hope you're going to enjoy the movie when you get to see it very soon.
That's right, because I think what we have, the premiere here should be starting any minute. So the fans there should get a chance to watch it tonight.
They do get to watch it tonight, and the fans in Miami who have been so great this evening with their cheering, and I know you're so excited to see it. Give
Let's
us
take a
one
look.
big cheer.
Come on, Miami.
Come on,
Let's hear you.
Miami.
Let's see. There they are.
There
Miami,
they are.
everybody.
I think someone's actually got
Hey,
a
we've
cape
got
on
a- we've got a
in
treat.
Miami.
We've got a treat for Miami in a second because Russell Crowe is about to step up. He's giving a quick interview, but we're going to grab him next.
Russell Crowe is a man in demand. Everyone wants to speak to him, and we will have him very soon. So tweet us your questions to hashtag Man of Steel premiere, because we're going to have him in seconds, and I
Yeah,
could be asking him your question.
Well, when you first heard that Russell Crowe was going to be in this movie and he's going to play Superman's dad, you didn't really know how big that role was going to be because we haven't seen as much of that character in the other movies as we see in Man of Steel. And definitely, not going to give any spoilers away, big part of the movie. I'll just say that.
Big part of the movie. And here we are, Russell Crowe, who's he's got 3 consecutive years of Best Actor Oscar nominations. I mean, what an incredible actor. And he certainly does a stellar job in Man of Steel.
That's right. The movie should be starting any minute for the stars, so we're hoping to grab Russell before he heads inside. And for a lot of the stars, their first chance to see the movie. We'll ask Russell about it tonight. Russell, how are you? Good to see you, sir.
Lovely to meet you. We're live all across the world and in 5 cinemas around America.
Yeah. Would you like to give them a wave real quickly, the 5 theaters watching live?
So that you do it to that
They
camera,
are.
and then we'll bring them up here so they can cheer for you.
Okay.
Or we might bring them up.
Maybe we will. Well,
either way, they're very excited.
they're
to
watching.
see you.
Yeah. Oh, there they are, Russell. There they go.
The movie, folks.
Yeah. We haven't seen as much of your character in the prior Superman movies. Did you know what you were signing up for when you decided to take on this character?
Not really. I wasn't quite aware that people are so into it, you know. They're kind of fascinated by it and obsessed by it. So, you know, I think part of my decision to do it was because I've got a 6-year-old and 9-year-old.
I mean, that's...
You know, and I was kind of hoping that they'd make Lego minifigures, which they have. So, and that's my youngest
Earned some
favourite
major
toy,
dad
so.
cool points.
Yeah,
That is
It's
kudos.
good.
We've got a Twitter question now coming in to Russell Crowe from Travis Stapleton. How heavy did it feel being Superman's dad? I don't think he's talking about the costumes.
Well, actually, the costumes are probably the hardest part, you know. There's one costume there, the ceremonial robes, where, you know, doing a fight sequence in that stuff was a huge battle. So, yeah, but, you know, the actual spandex, the 4 layers of that made you feel really good.
4 layers of spandex?
Yeah, they have an underneath one, and then a contour one, and then...
How do you pee?
Top. Well, you don't. You don't. That's dead set. It takes 45, 50 minutes for you to get put into the costume in the morning with a couple of helpers, and then it takes 20 minutes to get out of the costume at lunchtime.
Too much information. Hey, Russell, I know you've got some other people to chat with. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight. We've got a...
Oh, no, he's gone. We lost him.
Yeah, well...
I wanted to ask another
his
fan question.
publicist is very happy to get him moving to talk to some other people because I think they're waiting to start the movie.
We're actually holding up the start of the movie right now.
I mean, but that's what we're here for, right?
Exactly. And I did have a really great question here from
Which
Nick
was?
Vargas saying, beside the script and the story, what else made you want to be a part of this film?
Well, let's talk about what made us want to be part of this film premiere. And it was that we both saw the movie and really enjoyed it and are excited for you guys to get to see it when it opens in theaters this weekend.
Like we've been saying all night, it's a wonderful action-packed movie, but also a story of just love and connection. And aside from my huge crush on Henry Cavill, people have said that we've spoken to and we've read articles on that he just embodies Superman. It's been such a wonderful choice for him.
I think when people see the film, they'll kind of understand what we're saying, and you know, almost from the first frame. It's a different kind of Superman. Before we go tonight, we do want to check back in with our 5 theaters around the country. So let's pull them back up one more time. We'll give them a chance to wave goodbye.
Night,
Miami,
everybody.
Philadelphia, San Francisco, Dallas, and who am I leaving out?
I don't know. I was saying goodbye to everybody. I was just caught up in the moment.
So give us a wave, all you theaters, and thanks for hanging out tonight. Hope you guys enjoy the movie, and we hope you guys at home enjoy the movie as well. We appreciate you watching all over the world on the web, on your computer, on your mobile device.
Like we said, Superman is a worldwide interest, and everyone is going to want to see this movie. So thank you all for tweeting us all across the world.
That's right. I want to thank all of the behind-the-scenes folks here tonight, producers, tech guys, everybody, crew who made tonight possible.
And Mark, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome,
Couldn't have
Asha.
done it without you. You've been super.
All right. Clever. I like that. The movie opens in theaters this weekend. We hope you get a chance to go see it, and we thank you very much for hanging out with us tonight. Time for us to say goodbye, everybody. I'm Marcus Took.
Bye. I'm Ashley. Thanks for watching.
Good night.